Hey, Cypress, I just jumped off the porch, dirty girl bastard.
DJ, what do you say? Ha, ha, hey, someone is chicken.
All right, so we got my boy, Cypress Moreno, jumping off the porch with us today. Welcome, bro.
What's up, man? Thanks for having me.
Yeah, no problem, man.
Happy to be here.
Yes, sir. How you feeling today, too, man?
I feel good. It feels good to be out here.
Yeah.
It's been a minute.
I know. We were talking, I was like, I couldn't believe it's been 2020 since the last time I saw you, too.
Pandemic. Brought back some good memories from the pandemic, for sure, for sure.
Absolutely, man. And, you know, you're out here with Greedo on tour, man. How was that show last night?
Shout out Greedo. It was good. Good energy, good vibes, good crowd. Yeah, the people were showing love.
Yeah. And I know the tour started, a couple weeks ago, right?
Yeah, we've been on the road like maybe 2.5 weeks, maybe a little more.
Yeah.
Yeah, this kind of like a long one right here. We hit in different markets.
Oh yeah, I think he's going to the end of November or something like that too?
Yeah, it's the 2nd, 3rd of November.
Shoot.
The last
you
show.
got another month of this shit, huh?
The last show's on the 30th, so.
Yeah, so how have the vibes been so far on the road and everything, man?
It's
with
been
these
good.
Shows and everything.
I feel like, it's been dope to see. Just, getting further away from LA.
Yeah.
I guess, newer markets for him. I've been to some of these markets, but we hit like Oklahoma, we hit New Orleans before this. So yeah, we just kind of moving and grooving.
Yeah. And how long have you and Greedo been rocking with each other, man?
That's a good question. I got to think about that. It was like maybe 2018, 2019.
Okay.
Before he went in.
Yeah, I think he went in 2018.
Yeah, before he went in.
Okay.
Just when, that LA wave, Greedo, Shoreline, Draco, that was like 2017, 2018, so around that time.
Yeah, what were them days like, man, during that peak? Because it was like you said, there was a crazy movement coming out the city too, man.
Yeah, no, it was great. It was just fresh, it was just new. I feel like, before that, had the Mustard, the Ty Dolla Signs, YG, Joe Moses, just people in the city that, it was just new faces, new sound, new everything, new wave.
Yeah, and you were kind of like right in the middle of all that shit too, because you was working with all the emerging artists, I felt like, coming out the city at that time too, man.
I was really on my DJ shit. I wasn't like really on my producer shit, but I was DJing a lot heavily in the city, just, clubs, parties, events, different stuff. But, that was a good, good moment in time.
For sure, man.
For sure.
And was it got to the point where like people were reaching out to you about these artists too and everything?
Yeah. I mean, shit. Everybody connected in LA, but it just got to a point where I was around everything, and then it really turned me up, like transitioning from DJing to like producing.
Okay. Yeah, we'll get to that in a second, but let's take a step back, man. So you're born and raised in LA though, right?
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah.
Any part of LA specifically, or?
So technically I was born in the Valley.
Okay.
But my mom was going to college at the time. She was going to Cal State Northridge. I don't know if you're familiar with LA. Northridge is in the Valley. So I was born out like in a hospital out there. But I grew up in LA around the Rampart District.
Okay.
Lafayette Park, just all around LA for real.
Yeah.
K-Town, Koreatown. But yeah.
And what were you into as a kid? Like, were you playing sports?
I was playing sports.
Okay.
I was playing sports. Like the music influence was there. It was solely just like I had family, friends, and uncles that were into the DJing, had the equipment and shit. But like really, I was kind of in love with the radio. I would just always tune into the radio, listen to some of my favorite DJs.
Yeah.
Just back in the day when everything was like really live. So all the mix show DJs, Power 106, K-Day, Big Boy, just a lot of the OGs in the game. I feel like that was really my influence, the radio and like, the real turntablists and the real on-air DJs from back in the day.
Yeah, and you started DJing in high school, right?
Yeah, like that's when I started messing around with it for sure.
Yeah. What had inspired you or kind of motivated you to try at it at first? Then?
Shit. It was just like a hobby at first. It was a hobby. I was done playing football season was over, so I was like, I needed something else to do. So I just started messing around with some of the programs and started making mixes. One of my SoundCloud mixes, I think it's still up. It kind of went viral.
Oh, for real?
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
So I kind of came up on that, you know, that era of the SoundCloud 10 years ago.
Okay. Now, were you putting out mixtapes too at the time?
Yeah, I was hosting songs, hosting mixtapes.
Okay.
I was doing all that.
Yeah. Who were some of the first artists that you were really locked in with then, back then?
Back then, man, SoundCloud days. I had some Draco stuff up on my SoundCloud, still up there. Frosty the Snowman, Ohgeesy Suede. Shout out Suede, because he one of the, I feel like the originators of like that new sound, new wave. Rucci, yeah, early SoundCloud days.
Okay.
Mac Rucci, that was Sean Mac, recipe Sean Mac, and Rucci. Yeah, that was a time too.
Yeah.
That was that was even, you know, pre the Shoreline Greedo movement.
Now, were you like reaching out to them to kind of get like exclusives at the time, or were you just kind of just downloading shit off, you know, off their pages and all that?
A little bit of both. Like they would hit me. It was just, they would hit me, I would hit them. We just be in the mix. Yeah.
And then you started working at the clubs, right?
Yeah. I started DJing really in the clubs. Like the clubs, I was 18. I wasn't even old enough to be in like some of these spots. There's a spot in downtown called Sam's Hofbräu.
Okay.
I DJ'd up there. I DJ'd at like a couple, you know, just Hollywood clubs and shit. I was pretty heavy in the scene though, like as an 18, 19, 20-year-old.
I was gonna say, yeah, that's pretty young at the time too,
Yeah.
man. Did you have any like any of the older DJs kind of reaching out to you to
Most
kind of mentor
definitely.
you or anything like
Most
that?
definitely. I feel like my DJ family tree, like it's a lot of DJs that I came up under and just kind of saw. They gave me that game and really like still to this day, like, you know, still locked in with all the young California DJs, Charisma, DJ Amen. It's so many to name for real, but like I came up under that umbrella and I learned a lot from them.
Okay, yeah.
That whole movement.
What's one of the favorite clubs that you worked at?
Sam's for sure.
Yeah.
It was cool. It was like, shit, it's lit. Like Mayweather, like, you know, I was young at the time too. It was just a bunch of people pulling up and just on some regular shit.
Okay.
Yeah.
What were the vibes like in the club then, man? Was it like a turned up
No,
party?
it was turned up. It was pretty low key. Like Sam's is like the only club I feel that has like a somewhat of an out of town vibe. Like Houston and Atlanta, you know, it'd be going up for sure.
Okay. And what was one of the first artists that took you on tour?
G Perico.
Okay.
Yeah, shout out Perico. I think that was the first tour I ever did.
Yeah.
That was, I think the To the Left tour. We hit West Coast, Seattle, Portland, Salt Lake. So yeah, that was the first artist I ever toured with.
Okay. And how did that opportunity come about for you?
Just from DJing, I was locked in with G, his people, So Way Out, Polly Boy, Lil N, Web. We go back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And what was that experience like hitting the road for the first time, man? Was it kind of what you expected, or was it
that
what you expected?
No, that shit was cool. Like looking back on it, like, yeah. I guess it was what I expected.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was fun.
Now, were these club shows or were they arena shows or?
Nah, these were
venues?
like just intimate venues.
Okay.
Some of them, you know, LA, the Roxy Theater.
Okay.
So that's like, what, 500 people. But like, once we got out of town, Arizona, it was like 200-300. It was good shows though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think that was his first tour.
Oh shit, for real?
Yeah.
Damn. Yeah. Then you went on tour with Shoreline a few times. Talk about that first tour, because I believe everyone was on that bitch.
Yeah, everybody, yeah. Fuck, that shit was dope. That shit, we did the West Coast. It was like 3-4 tours with them.
Oh shit.
And then everybody was on there. Kaylin, Rucci, Chike, Jay, them, even like Man Savage, some of the Detroit homies,
Okay.
Bang Gang. There's a lot of people on them tours.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I understand you were DJing for most of them too. Like you
Yeah.
weren't just doing Shoreline at the time.
Yeah, it wasn't just them. It was everybody, really, everybody that was on the road with us. Like every city,
had to be overwhelming.
Hell yeah, what? That shit was, it was a good time though. It was
And
a
at
good
the
time.
time, did you realize like this isn't normal? Like it's usually not just one DJ for 10, 12 different acts, man.
Kinda, yeah, but not really. I was just, yeah, it was just what I was doing at the time. Like I was more DJ focused than producer focused, and you know, yeah, I was just focused on DJing at that time.
Yeah. And I'm sure it was good for your network too. 'Cause
Nah,
you
for
were able
sure.
to really lock in with these
Yeah,
artists.
I was able to lock in, build the relationships, even still go to the studio, just network in every city,
Yeah.
move around.
So when did you actually start to make that transition, from DJ to let me go ahead and start making these beats too, man?
I was already kind of making the beats when I was first DJing, but one of the songs that like really kind of set it off was Swear to God.
Okay.
And I made that in Detroit with Drego, Beno, GT. That was like one of the first songs that got some type of motion, like did millions of views on YouTube. I had like previewed a snippet and that little snippet went viral. Like that was one of my first times going viral, I think, with a snippet.
Gotcha.
Everybody was just in my DMs, when is this dropping? Had teased it, was playing it on the road while it was unreleased. So like, that was like one of the first songs that I produced, co-produced, put together with, with everybody.
Do you remember the studio session when that song got recorded?
Yeah, that was a good studio session. Like everybody was in that motherfucker. Like, damn, everybody for real. Like, that shit was, yeah, that was the time.
Oh yeah.
Hell of it was in the studio
Okay.
that day. Bang Gang, Pay Will, Drego, Beno, GT. I didn't even know GT rap.
For real?
Yeah, that was my first time meeting him. He has like 5 bars on the song. He walked in, and I engineered that session too. So he like walked in, and he did like 2 bars. And I was like, hey, you gotta finish, like, you only did like 2 bars. He's like, no, I'm just alley-ooping it for him. And like, it was just, that session, just from that session alone, that changed a lot of like my approach to the music, and just, it was so natural. And then I got like a real feel of how like, they recorded and their process and shit. It was very untraditional. So yeah, I feel like that session was ahead of its time. That song is still ahead of its time.
Oh, absolutely, man.
Yeah.
It's over 10 million views at this. That's just YouTube. I could only imagine.
Yeah,
Like what it did on Spotify and
Yeah,
other shit.
no,
too.
for sure.
Yeah. And how long have you been engineering then at that time too?
I wouldn't say I'm an engineer, but I do know how to record.
Okay.
Like track and just, basic, just Command 3. Basic
So if
shit.
it needs to get done, you can step
I
in.
got that shit done. That day I got it done. I don't know how, but I got it done. It was like 6 dudes on the track.
Oh, shit.
Very untraditional song. Got the file, sent it to an engineer.
Yeah. I saw you got a placement with E40, man.
Yeah, shout out E40.
And how'd that one come about? Rain on My Parade.
Right on my parade. Pun. Ace Boy Pun, shout out Ace Boys. Shout out Pun. Pun hit me one time, like pull up to the studio. I got E40 coming through. He wanna, hear some beats. And then just, yeah, he was fucking with that beat, played it. He was fucking with it. He got Ty Dolla $ign. And he originally got Blueface on it.
Oh, for real?
Yeah. Blueface was on it, but then they scratched that, and I think G-Eazy was on the version that came out.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, that's a huge look right there, man.
Yeah, that was cool.
Yeah.
Shout out E40.
So like, were you in the studio when he recorded and all that?
I was in
too?
the studio with him when he picked out the beat.
Okay.
Not when he recorded it, but he kept, he sent me the song when he cut it, and the whole process, hit me on FaceTime, like, hey, I'm gonna try to do this and do that. Ty hopped on it, and he kind of like just kept me posted as as the whole process kind of went through.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure that's kind of rare these days, you know, with artists.
Nah, he on top of his shit.
Yeah.
He on top of his business. He be tapping in. He'll answer the phone, respond to text messages. Shout out E40.
Yeah, man.
Solid.
Real legend right there.
Nah, for sure, for sure.
Yeah.
He been doing this shit for a minute too, so like, no,
Yeah,
that was
before like you was born type shit, man.
probably, yeah, probably. But nah, that was a dope experience too,
No, absolutely.
working with 40.
Yeah. Then you had the Tee Grizzley and Meek Mill feature placement, I should say, man.
Yeah.
How'd that one come about?
My boy Jay Shep made it happen. I was actually on stage at the Shrine in front of like 5,000 people. He texted me, and it was a screenshot of like his conversation with Meek. And at that time, like I was with a lot of the Detroit people, and the screenshot was like, I need Detroit beats. So like he hit me like, you got some Detroit shit? And then I sent him like 4 beats while I was on stage DJing.
While you were on stage.
And then like the next day or two, like I woke up and then Tee Grizzley posted that snippet of him rapping to it on the gram.
The next day.
Yeah,
Shit.
it was like the next day. Like, no, Meek posted it. Meek posted it and Tee Grizzley posted his verse. Like,
Goddamn.
yeah.
Shoot, that's major.
It happened quick. It happened quick. And it ended up being Tee Grizzley's lead single to his project. I think it's called The Smartest or something like that.
Yeah, no, that song was huge too, man.
Good looking.
I know you and Big Sad work together a lot, man. Talk
Yeah.
about that chemistry, man.
Shout out Big Sad, 1900, man. Man, that was just really him. Like, he was like on it. Like, we did that in like 3 sessions. Our first session, we did 700 My Cup.
Oh shit.
I think that's the first song we ever made, 700 My Cup. That's our biggest song. It just hit 1 million views. I mean, it just did 1 million on Apple Music, like not too long ago. But yeah, 700 My Cup. We did the Gang Ties project.
Okay.
And we knocked that out in like 3 sessions, but after that, my boy Jay Blaze actually put that together. So he put me and Sad in the studio after that. We just been locked in. I've been consistently producing on some of his projects, and he been on my EPs, and swapping records and shit.
Yeah. Now, you usually like really hands-on with an artist when you're in the studio and they recording too?
Yeah, for the most part, I try to be.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't really send beats out. It just be whatever we cook up that day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So do you prefer to like cook up for the artist specifically, or just kind of, just have shit ready for you then?
A little bit of both, but like nowadays it's just cook up. It be something like it be that moments like sometimes I do cook something up, whether it be on my own time or on the airplane or just something where I'm like, okay, like, hey, check this out. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'll send a text, emphasize it, like, just check this out, but for the most part, it just be in person.
Okay. And walk us through like your creative process, like when you're sitting down to make a beat then.
Man, it really depends where I'm at, who I'm with. I do a lot of co-production.
Okay.
Like,
Yeah, I noticed.
I got a bunch
different,
of producer
producers
homies, so, I invite them to the studio. I might pull up on them, they might pull up on me. Everything just kind of situational for real.
Okay.
Yeah.
Are you cooking up every day right now? Or?
Hell no. I cooked up like maybe 2-3 times in the last month.
That's it. Oh shit.
Yeah.
Just because of the tour, or just life getting in the way? Or?
Life, having kids now.
Yeah.
Yeah, just the dad life. A little bit of the tour, just, being in bed by like 9 p.m.
Goddamn.
Yeah.
You sound like me right now.
No, I'm feeling, it's that dad life for real. Them kids be wearing me out.
Absolutely, man.
Yeah.
How old are your kids right now?
My youngest just turned 1, and then my oldest is 2.5.
Okay.
Yeah.
Man, you went back to back with it.
Yeah.
Phew. At least you got it out the way, though,
Yeah. It happened like that.
So what has being a dad taught you about life these past 2.5 years then?
Shit, a lot. Just, stay on top of my shit. Balancing, time management. Shit, I'm learning every day. I'm still learning as I go.
Yeah, definitely teach you that patience though too, man.
Patience for sure.
Absolutely. Man. Yeah. All right, so you got the new single, Drumline.
Drumline.
Talk about how this one came about, bro.
I linked up with Bopster. We was in the studio, and cooking up from scratch. And he was just like, hey, I want it just to be boom, boom, boom. Like he literally just said that. He was like, boom, boom, boom. So I just started fucking around and I used a Manny Fresh drum kit.
Okay.
I used a VST plug-in expand, like some brass hits. And just, to me, that's like one of the simplest beats I've ever made for real. Like just whipped it up in 5 minutes. And he was just like that, don't add anything. I ended up adding some strings, some bells. But that was really just like him, like, okay, yeah. Just that brass, the 808, and then he did his shit. I had the record for like about a year and a half. Greedo got out. When Greedo got out, he tapped in, and I sent him a bunch of shit. He hopped on that Babyface Ray record. He hopped on the gang stuff. Like he was like 2-3 days fresh out, and then that's one of the songs I sent him to, the Bopster one. He hit me back right away like, oh, this is hard. I gotta hop on this one. So he hopped on it, and he's been out for like a year and some change now. So.
Almost 2 years, which surprised me. It doesn't even seem like it's been that long.
Yeah. And then I've been sitting on that record.
I was gonna say,
I've been
sound like you've been on this record for a while.
I just feel like it was a good time to drop. Unfortunately, Bob, he just got locked up, so.
Oh, for real?
Free
so
him.
y'all didn't shoot the video then, huh?
We had it lined up and everything. It literally like the week of or the week before he got locked up and shit. But the record it's doing good. Like I've been playing it at every show. It's been getting a good response.
Yeah. I see people making TikToks to it at this point too.
Yeah, it's my first time seeing something like that.
Oh, for real?
Nah, for real shit. Last night, like I just seen some shit last night. But I'm like, damn, like little, dance compilations and it's getting some radio play back home. It's getting some radio play in different markets, like Arizona showing me love right now. They got it in rotation over there. So I'm really out here just promoting the record, networking, servicing it to the DJs, and really servicing it to the DJs. I feel like I'm putting that groundwork, to like really break this record. I feel like this is a breakable record. It's a playable record, danceable record,
Yeah, it's definitely some shit you can hear in the club anywhere in the country.
You can
it's
hear
not just like a West Coast sound,
Facts. I mean, again, I used the Manny Fresh drum kit.
That's probably what it was.
And then I don't know. It got that LA bounce, but it's just, you're right. Like I can hear it down, like over here in Atlanta, I can hear it in the South, Texas, West Coast for sure. So, Drumline, go peep that for sure.
No, absolutely, man. That shit hard too, man. Yeah.
Thank you.
All right, so you got the new EP out right now.
Yeah.
Tuesday in LA, part 2, man.
Part 2, man. Tuesday in LA, just something that came about this year. I got a lot of records. I'm just finding ways to like package them and put certain songs, together, and just feed my core. Like, I got a core like core listeners, core supporters that appreciate the music and shit. So it's really just to feed the people that be showing me love and shit.
Is this like when you kind of get on your DJ Khaled shit and you're reaching out to these artists specifically, or are these just records you just kind of sit on?
Man, these is records like I've been had.
Okay.
Like Tuesday in LA Part 1. Yeah, all them records. Yeah, it's just stuff that I cooked up. I'm just trying to like really package them a certain way, and I feel like these 5 go, this track list is good. You could play it from start to finish. You could play it backwards. You could play it on shuffle. It'll be like, I'm kind of just, I'm taking like a DJ approach, producer approach, artist too, in a sense. I'm dropping music like an artist, so.
Okay.
But no, the Tuesday in LA series is a series that I just started and I'm gonna continue doing. I got a Tuesday in Detroit that's gonna drop.
Oh, for real?
Next week. Because we hit in Detroit next week, so.
Who you got on that bitch?
Glock Boys TJ, Lonnie, On Fully. I think the Godfather's on there. Who else? Yeah, it's a couple. Yeah, just Rob Vicious on there too. He's on a couple records. Shout out Rob Vicious. But yeah, I ain't really picked the. I got like the songs, but.
Man, you say you dropping next week. Come on, how you not have the songs ready?
I'm just waiting on the cover. Once I get the cover, yeah, I got like 2 covers. I should have the cover by today. I'm gonna upload it, but it's dropping next week for sure.
Okay.
Yeah, I just kind of now I'm just as I go type shit too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now are these like on some Detroit type beats, or is it mostly they
This
coming
all
over
from
to
2020 too. All these songs from 2020.
For real?
And they still bang.
Shit.
Yeah.
So this some shit you just been sitting on. It's like, man, it's time to get.
It's just I haven't been to Detroit same way I haven't, been to Atlanta. Right? Like these next 2 days, I'm gonna cook up Tuesday in Atlanta. You know
okay.
Even though like me and Smash, we got a gang of stuff. Me and Flex got a gang of stuff in the vault already. So, but just out here working.
Yeah, that's hard right there, man. I know you worked with Draco. Talk about that connection, man, and that chemistry when you guys were cooking up too, man.
Man, it was just, he was just cool. Like, he just knocked that shit out. We just came in the studio, and I feel like that day too, like the day that we actually locked in and knocked out some of them records was like a day where he had a lot of, real life shit going on too. Like, I think Ketchy had just passed away that day or the day before type shit. So he was still working. Yeah, he was moving and grooving. But he always showed love. Like, he always showed love and shit. Yeah. We knocked out a couple records. I still got I think 2 more Draco songs.
Okay.
Yeah. But he knocked out that Up the Score with
You and Sad.
AD, Big Sad. And then there's another one too that's actually on the Big Sad project. What's the name of that song? But it's also them 3, AD, Big Sad, Draco.
Okay.
Can't Think Twice, I think, or I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah.
But no, Draco, shit, rest in peace, Draco, long live the ruler.
Yeah, for people that weren't really tapped into not only him but like LA music, like what did he mean to the music scene in LA?
Man, we ain't never seen a Draco. Real shit. Like, I ain't never seen a Draco before Draco, so he meant a lot. He changed the culture. He really was like that LA culture. The lingo, he was just different. He was fly. He was just sounded different, looked different. He came different. He was himself too, so very nonchalant.
Yeah, I feel like he was just kind of reaching his potential too, because he had all those legal setbacks and everything, man. Where it's like he couldn't reach to where the peak he should have been at.
No, that shit crazy. It's still, that whole situation, even how it played out, that's a trip. Like, we ain't never seen nothing like that. Like, it happened at a music festival, and that shit crazy. But ahead of his time, like shit. It's almost like he's still here. Like, his music still get played everywhere. I still hear him. There's still a lot of music that, is gonna release. I know like Ralphie gonna put out and shit, so he got a lot of stuff in the vault that was crazy.
I could imagine.
Yeah, big features, big like just unexpected shit. So
long live the ruler, like you said, man. Yeah.
For sure.
So going back to that Dada record, man, with Babyface Ray, how'd that come about at first?
Shout out Face, man. He and Simba too. Simba's actually on the road with us.
Okay.
So Simba helped me put that together. Face had some event in LA. We just linked up at the event, and he was just like, pull up. He had the studio at the Airbnb, just put up over there and knocked out that record. Quick too, that was just like 1 of 6 records he knocked out that day. Like, he was it was just clockwork. He was just in there going to work. And I had it. I felt like, I needed somebody else on there. So when Greedo got out, that was one of the records I sent him. He hopped on there right away. And then he put on his project.
Yeah, and what was Ray's reaction when he learned that Greedo jumped on it, man?
No, he was fucking with it. Yeah, we spoke a little bit about it. He was like, I like what you did, because I made something out the record. So, he was fucking with it.
Who's some artists you've been working with lately, man, that you may have some placements coming up in the future?
Lately, Peysoh. Shout out Peysoh. He doing his thing in the city. Yeah. I gotta look through my phone. Yeah, I gotta look through my phone. I ain't really been, like, as of the last month or so, I ain't really been working, but
Okay.
there's a lot of stuff that, been coming in. I still be sending out beats here and there, but I ain't really locked in with anybody, but I got some shit with Peysoh that's gonna drop soon.
Okay.
Yeah.
I meant to ask you about Moneysign Suede, man.
Oh yeah, Long Live Sway, man.
Man, y'all had some bangers, man.
Yeah, I got a lot of bangers.
I caught on to him late, and I kind of felt like, man, he sounded almost like a West Coast Kodak, man.
Yeah,
like,
he was getting that
so
comparison.
raw.
He was getting that comparison, very raw. Man, Suede, I feel like Suede was ahead of his time too, very ahead of his time. Like you said, you got that Kodak, whether it's that stilo, that sound, just distinct. You could hear it in his voice. But we got some bangers. I feel like all the music that we put out,
Yeah.
Be hitting.
Y'all got any unreleased music in the vault?
Yeah, I got a gang of Sway records for real. Yeah. I got, that's his estate, his management, TK, Picasso. Got a couple of videos that he shot, so I'm sure they gon'. I feel like Atlantic and everybody, they've been doing it the right way, just, still rolling it out.
Yeah.
Just kind of seen that too, like how that process of like, cause it's a lot of artists that I feel, like the Pop Smokes and, artists that are not here anymore, but they still left back some music, some albums. Like, Suede's music is definitely in good hands.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. There's no rush to to roll everything out at once too. Man.
Yeah, no, that shit got to be done the right way. So
Absolutely.
like all the stuff that was able to come out when it came out, I feel like we didn't miss.
Real shit.
Yeah.
What's your thoughts on the music scene in LA right now today?
Music scene in LA, it's good. It's good. I feel like, shit. I mean, you seen what Kendrick did? 310 Baby. I feel like just between them two records, Not Like Us, and that Do It record, it brought a lot of like eyes to the city. It brought it brought the West Coast back for real.
Yeah. It looks like it brought some unity together too, man,
Yeah.
for LA too, man.
I would say so, for sure.
Yeah. Any artists that you're a really big fan of that's on the come up in LA?
In LA, shit, Peysoh for real.
Okay.
Just because I feel like I've seen him, just go through his shit, be young, kind of where like he's at right now, and then I feel like he's still carrying that legacy, that Suede legacy too. So there's like a lot of unfinished business with that, and like having someone like Peysoh carry that legacy, and push that, I feel like I'm excited to see that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Anything else you're working on outside of music right now?
Outside of music,
You got some merch or anything?
man, nah, I'm just taking this shit day by day, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just been focused on like my family for real.
I did that, man.
Spending time with the kids, watching them grow. That's about it. The music is just, when I'm around it, like I know this trip is gonna be a lot. I'm here for another 48 hours, so
Yeah.
I'm nonstop.
Downtime too, man.
No downtime.
No downtime.
No,
Saying you ain't got no shows, so you can do whatever you
I'm
want,
getting in the
man.
studio. Like me and Smash got a project we working on. Me and Flex been working for years now, so
Yeah.
definitely want to make this trip work. I'm already making this trip worth it, man. I'm over here on the porch with it, so
Real shit, man.
not just. Yeah, I'm still working. I'm always gonna be working. I feel like I still passionate about this shit.
Yeah.
This shit still is fun, and yeah.
What's some advice you would share to some upcoming producers trying to, get their foot in the door right now?
Shit, just be yourself and work hard, man. Put in them hours. Cause this shit don't happen overnight. Do your homework. Yeah, just work. Just gotta work. I've been working for a long time. I'm still working.
Oh yeah.
So you just gotta put in that work. And everything gonna make sense. Yeah.
All right, Cypress, got any shout outs you want to give before we wrap it up here, bro?
Man, shout out Cash 22. Shout out DGB. Shout out yourself. Shout out the homies that came to join me today. Red Smash, Flex on the beat. Shout out 03 Greedo. Shit. Shout out Drummer Gang. Everybody that's on the tour with us. Yeah.
All right, cool. That was good, bro.
Hell yeah, I appreciate you.
Yeah.
DJ, what do you say? Ha. Ha. Hey, someone this bitch again.